Hey there, Steam Deck fans! Are you ready to power up your gaming experience with some amazing deals on Steam? Then you've come to the right place. I'm Clarence, and welcome back to Steam Deck Mania, the channel where we bring you the latest news, reviews, and sales for your favorite handheld console. In this video, we're going to show you 15 unbelievable Steam Deck games that are currently on sale at unbeatable prices. From action to adventure, we've got something for everyone. But before we start, make sure to hit that like button to support our channel, comment below which game you're most excited to play, and don't forget to subscribe for more awesome content in the future. So without further ado, let's dive in. Slender: The Arrival is a first-person survival horror game developed by Blue Isle Studios. The game is a sequel to the popular game, Slender: The 8 Pages, and it features a more developed story and enhanced graphics. In Slender: The Arrival, players must explore various locations while trying to avoid the mysterious and sinister Slender Man. The game is known for its tense and atmospheric gameplay, which creates a sense of fear and anxiety in the player. One of the positive aspects of Slender: The Arrival is its immersive gameplay, which keeps the player engaged and on edge throughout the game. The graphics and sound design are also well done and contribute to the overall atmosphere of the game. However, some players may find the game's difficulty to be frustrating, as it can be challenging to avoid Slender Man while also exploring the game's various locations. Additionally, the game's storyline can be somewhat confusing and disjointed at times. Overall, Slender: The Arrival is a must-play for horror game fans who enjoy a good scare. The game's intense gameplay and atmospheric design make it a standout in the horror genre. Mutazione is a unique and imaginative adventure game developed by Gute Fabric. The game follows the story of a young girl named Kai as she travels to a mysterious island to visit her ailing grandfather. Upon arriving on the island, Kai discovers a vibrant community of mutated creatures, each with their own personalities and stories to tell. One of the positive aspects of Mutazione is its beautiful and charming art style, which is complemented by a soothing soundtrack. The game's story is also well written and explores themes of family, community, and personal growth. The game's gameplay mechanics are a mix of exploration, gardening, and interpersonal relationships. While some players may find the slower pace and lack of action to be unengaging, others will appreciate the game's focus on character development and world building. One potential negative aspect of Mutazione is its limited replay value, as the game's story and world do not change significantly upon subsequent playthroughs. Additionally, some players may find the game's pacing to be too slow or its puzzles to be too simplistic. Overall, Mutazione is a refreshing and memorable game that offers a unique and imaginative world to explore. Its charming art style, well-written story, and focus on character development make it a standout title in the adventure game genre. Boyfriend Dungeon is a fun and unique dating simulator game developed by Kitfox Games. The game features a mix of dungeon crawling and dating sim gameplay, where players can explore procedurally generated dungeons and go on romantic dates with various weapons that can transform into attractive human forms. One of the positive aspects of Boyfriend Dungeon is its unique and charming premise, which offers players a fun and lighthearted experience. The game's characters are well written and engaging, and their personalities and backstories make for interesting dating options. The gameplay itself is a mix of dungeon crawling and dating sim elements, and players must balance their time between fighting enemies in the dungeon and spending time with their romantic interests. The game's combat mechanics are simple but enjoyable, and the dating sim elements are well integrated into the gameplay. However, some players may find the game's repetitive dungeon crawling to be tedious after a while, and the game's story may not be as fleshed out as some other dating sim games. Overall, Boyfriend Dungeon is a charming and enjoyable game that offers a unique and entertaining experience. Its blend of dungeon crawling and dating sim mechanics is sure to appeal to fans of both genres, and its well-written characters and lighthearted tone make it a standout title in the dating sim genre. Bad End Theater is an interactive visual novel that puts you in the driver's seat of a chilling mystery. The game combines elements of horror, romance, and comedy to create a unique and immersive experience. You'll make choices that affect the outcome of the story, leading to one of the many possible endings. One of the highlights of Bad End Theater is its captivating art style. The hand-drawn characters and backgrounds are stunning, with each scene feeling like a work of art. The soundtrack is also worth mentioning, as it effectively sets the mood and adds to the overall atmosphere of the game. However, the game's pacing can be slow at times, which may frustrate players who prefer a faster-paced experience. Additionally, some of the endings may feel unsatisfying or abrupt, leaving players with a sense of unfulfillment. Overall, Bad End Theater is a solid choice for fans of visual novels and horror games. With its gorgeous art and haunting story, it's sure to keep you on the edge of your seat. Just be prepared for a slow burn and some less than stellar endings. LoveChoice is a charming visual novel that centers around themes of love and self-discovery. As the player, you'll take on the role of a young woman who finds herself torn between three potential love interests. The choices you make throughout the game will determine which path you take, ultimately leading to one of the multiple endings available. One of the standout features of LoveChoice is its gorgeous artwork. The game's colorful and whimsical aesthetic creates a warm and inviting atmosphere, making it easy to get lost in the story. The soundtrack is also a standout, with each track perfectly complementing the tone of each scene. However, some players may find the game's storyline to be somewhat predictable or cliché, as it follows many of the conventions of the visual novel genre. Additionally, the game's pacing can be slow at times, which may not be to everyone's taste. Overall, LoveChoice is a delightful and heartwarming experience that's sure to leave you with a smile on your face. If you're a fan of visual novels or romantic comedies, it's definitely worth checking out. Behind the Frame. The Finest Scenery is a captivating adventure game that follows the story of a young artist who's striving to complete her masterpiece. As you explore the artist's studio and the world around her, you'll uncover secrets and solve puzzles that bring the story to life. One of the game's most impressive features is its beautiful hand-painted art style. The environments are stunning, with each scene feeling like a work of art in its own right. The soundtrack is equally impressive, with each track perfectly complementing the game's visuals and adding to the overall atmosphere. While the game's story is engaging and well-written, some players may find it to be somewhat short or lacking in depth. Additionally, the puzzles can be quite easy at times, which may not provide enough of a challenge for some players. Despite these minor issues, Behind the Frame, The Finest Scenery is a beautiful and engaging experience that's well worth playing. If you're a fan of adventure games or just appreciate breathtaking art and sound design, you won't want to miss this one. Long Live the Queen is a strategic simulation game that puts you in the shoes of a young princess who's preparing to take over the throne. As you navigate the treacherous world of politics and court intrigue, you'll make decisions that impact your character's skills and personality, ultimately determining whether she'll survive and rule successfully. One of the game's most appealing features is its complex and immersive gameplay. The number of skills and options available to the player can be overwhelming at first, but mastering them is rewarding and satisfying. The writing is also a standout, with well-developed characters and a richly detailed world that's full of surprises. However, the game's difficulty can be a double-edged sword. While some players will appreciate the challenge and the opportunity for multiple playthroughs, others may find the learning curve to be too steep or the penalties for failure to be too harsh. Additionally, the game's graphics and sound design are relatively simple, which may not appeal to everyone. Overall, Long Live the Queen is a must-play for fans of strategy games and political simulations. Its depth and complexity make it a game that you can sink hours into, while its rich world and compelling characters keep you engaged throughout. Just be prepared to face some tough challenges along the way. Necesse is a dark and atmospheric puzzle game that challenges players to navigate a series of increasingly complex and sinister levels. As you progress through the game, you'll encounter a variety of obstacles and hazards that require careful planning and quick reflexes to overcome. One of the game's most notable features is its stunningly eerie visual style. The levels are beautifully designed, with each one feeling like a creepy and foreboding work of art. The game's haunting soundtrack is also a standout, perfectly capturing the game's dark and ominous tone. However, some players may find the game's difficulty to be frustratingly high, with some levels requiring near-perfect timing and precision. Additionally, the game's storyline can be somewhat confusing or cryptic, leaving players with more questions than answers. Despite these minor issues, Necesse is a compelling and atmospheric puzzle game that's sure to keep players engaged for hours. Its unique blend of horror and puzzle solving makes it stand out from other games in the genre, and its stunning visuals and haunting soundtrack make it an immersive and memorable experience. Tower Tactics. Liberation is an engaging and challenging strategy game that puts you in the role of a commander leading a rebellion against an oppressive regime. As you navigate a series of increasingly complex levels, you'll need to use a variety of tactics and strategies to defeat enemy forces and liberate occupied territories. One of the game's standout features is its deep and engaging gameplay. With a variety of units, abilities, and upgrades available, players have a lot of flexibility and control over their strategies. The game's difficulty level is also well balanced, offering a satisfying challenge without feeling overwhelming. However, some players may find the game's storyline to be somewhat generic or uninspired, with a lack of character development or emotional investment. Additionally, the game's graphics and sound design are relatively simple, which may not appeal to players looking for a more immersive or visually impressive experience. Overall, Tower Tactics: Liberation is a solid and engaging strategy game that's well worth playing. Its deep and rewarding gameplay mechanics make it a standout in the genre, and its well-balanced difficulty level ensures that players will be engaged and challenged throughout. If you're a fan of strategy games or just looking for a fun and challenging experience, Tower Tactics: Liberation is definitely worth checking out. Clanfolk is a charming and engaging simulation game that tasks players with managing a community of quirky and lovable characters. As you build and expand your community, you'll need to balance the needs of your clan with the limited resources available, making strategic decisions to ensure their survival and prosperity. One of the game's standout features is its adorable and colorful art style, with each clan member having a unique and expressive design. The writing is also a highlight, with humorous and relatable dialogue that adds to the game's charming atmosphere. However, some players may find the game's difficulty level to be somewhat low, with limited consequences for failure and relatively simple mechanics. Additionally, the game's pacing can be slow at times, which may not appeal to players looking for a faster-paced experience. Despite these minor issues, Clanfolk is a fun and engaging simulation game that's sure to appeal to fans of the genre. Its charming visuals and relatable characters make it a delight to play, and its strategic gameplay mechanics offer enough challenge to keep players engaged without feeling overwhelming. If you're looking for a lighthearted and entertaining simulation game, Clanfolk is definitely worth checking out. Wrestling Empire is a fun and engaging wrestling simulation game that lets you create and customize your own wrestler and compete in various matches and tournaments. The game features a wide range of moves and animations, allowing you to perform everything from basic punches and kicks to more advanced grappling techniques. One of the best things about Wrestling Empire is the level of customization it offers. You can create your own wrestler from scratch, choosing everything from their appearance and attire to their signature moves and finishing moves. The game also lets you customize your wrestler's entrance music and taunts, adding even more personality to your character. In terms of gameplay, Wrestling Empire is fairly simple and easy to pick up, but it does offer a decent level of challenge as you progress through the different tournaments and matches. The game also features a career mode where you can work your way up the ranks and become a wrestling superstar. One potential downside to Wrestling Empire is that the graphics and animations can be a bit rough around the edges at times. However, this is a minor issue in the grand scheme of things and doesn't detract from the overall fun and enjoyment of the game. Overall, Wrestling Empire is a solid wrestling simulation game that offers a great level of customization and engaging gameplay. If you're a fan of wrestling or just looking for a fun and quirky game to play on your Steam Deck, this is definitely one to check out. Easy Red 2 is a first-person shooter game set during the Normandy invasion in World War II. The game is all about strategy, tactics, and careful planning as you lead your squad through various missions against the Axis forces. One of the best things about Easy Red 2 is the level of immersion it offers. The game's graphics and sound design are top-notch, creating a realistic and intense atmosphere that really puts you in the middle of the action. The game also features a variety of weapons and equipment, allowing you to customize your loadout to suit your playstyle and the specific mission objectives. Another great aspect of Easy Red 2 is the squad mechanics. You'll need to work closely with your squad mates to complete objectives and survive against the enemy forces. This adds a layer of depth and strategy to the gameplay, and it's satisfying to see your plans come together as you coordinate with your squad to take down enemy positions. However, one potential downside to Easy Red 2 is that the difficulty can be quite high at times. If you're not a fan of challenging gameplay or don't have the patience for careful planning and execution, this might not be the game for you. Overall, Easy Red 2 is a fantastic first-person shooter that offers a great level of immersion, challenging gameplay, and satisfying squad mechanics. If you're a fan of World War II shooters or just looking for a fun and engaging game to play on your Steam Deck, this one is definitely worth checking out. Post-Void is an intense and fast-paced first-person shooter game that combines elements of classic shooters with a unique and trippy visual style. The game features a simple premise. You must navigate through a series of procedurally generated levels, shooting your way through hordes of enemies and collecting power-ups along the way. One of the best things about Post-Void is its sheer sense of speed and momentum. The game's movement and shooting mechanics are incredibly fluid and responsive, allowing you to quickly dash around levels, dodge enemy attacks, and unload a barrage of bullets at your foes. The game's visual style is also a standout feature, with a psychedelic color palette and abstract geometric shapes that give it a distinct and surreal feel. However, one potential downside to Post-Void is that its difficulty can be quite punishing. The game's levels are randomized, meaning that you never quite know what you're going to face next. Additionally, the game features permadeath, meaning that if you die, you'll need to start over from the beginning. This can be frustrating at times, but it also adds a level of challenge and replayability to the game. Overall, Post-Void is a unique and engaging first-person shooter that offers a thrilling sense of speed and a trippy visual style. If you're a fan of classic shooters or just looking for a fun and challenging game to play on your Steam Deck, this one is definitely worth checking out. SuchArt. Genius Artist Simulator is a simulation game that lets you step into the shoes of a struggling artist and build your career from the ground up. The game allows you to create your own artwork, build your own studio, and sell your pieces to various clients and collectors. One of the best things about SuchArt is the level of creative freedom it offers. You can create a wide variety of artwork using various tools and materials, and the game features a robust painting system that allows you to experiment with different styles and techniques. The game also features a variety of tasks and challenges to complete, ranging from painting portraits to creating murals for public spaces. Another great aspect of SuchArt is the way it simulates the art world. You'll need to manage your time and resources carefully, balancing your creative pursuits with the demands of your clients and the marketplace. This adds a layer of strategy to the gameplay and makes it feel like you're really building a career as an artist. However, one potential downside to SuchArt is that the gameplay can be quite slow-paced at times. If you're not a fan of simulation games or don't have the patience for a slower pace, this might not be the game for you. Overall, SuchArt, Genius Artist Simulator is a fantastic simulation game that offers a great level of creative freedom and strategic gameplay. If you're a fan of art or just looking for a fun and engaging game to play on your Steam Deck, this one is definitely worth checking out. The Life and Suffering of Sir Brante is an immersive story-driven RPG that places you in the role of a young aristocrat who must navigate the complexities of a medieval society full of political intrigue, religious conflict, and personal drama. One of the best things about The Life and Suffering of Sir Brante is its compelling narrative. The game features a branching storyline that changes based on the choices you make and the relationships you build with the various characters you encounter. The game also features a unique life path system, where you can choose to follow different paths based on your character's strengths and weaknesses, shaping your story and experiences accordingly. Another great aspect of The Life and Suffering of Sir Brante is its rich world building. The game features a detailed and immersive world, filled with interesting characters, locations, and events. The game's art style and music also add to the overall atmosphere, creating a sense of immersion that pulls you in and keeps you engaged. However, one potential downside to The Life and Suffering of Sir Brante is that it can be quite text-heavy. If you're not a fan of reading or don't enjoy games with a lot of dialogue and narration, this might not be the game for you. Overall, The Life and Suffering of Sir Brante is a fantastic RPG that offers a great narrative, rich world building, and engaging gameplay. If you're a fan of story-driven games or just looking for a unique and immersive experience to play on your Steam Deck, this one is definitely worth checking out. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed our video about amazing Steam Deck games at unbeatable prices. See you in the next video. Peace.